Thank you for flying with NHV. Your helicopter flight today is performed by an Airbus H175. Please pay close attention to this security briefing. Smoking is not allowed on board or anywhere near the helicopter. Luggage is not allowed in the cabin where it can obstruct an evacuation in case of emergency. You will be provided with a survival suit like this. The suit comes with the following equipment: Cat A EBS spray hood, bodyline, light, whistle, manual inflatable collar, gloves in the arm pocket, and beacon. The beacon is placed in the left chest pocket. It flashes for a few seconds when activated. No hats must be worn during the entire trip. No cabin luggage of any kind must be brought into the cabin. You may bring reading material with you into the cabin, including your mobile phone. Mobile phones must be in flight mode. You cannot use mobile phones during takeoff and landing. You cannot use tablets or PCs during the flight. These have to be switched off and placed in your luggage. If your mobile phone becomes overheated, ask the crew for a hot stop bag specially designed for fire containment. In order to avoid the helicopter's rotors, follow deck or ground crew instructions when boarding or disembarking. In line with regulations, the H175 has the capability of handling extra broad passengers. The seats suitable for XBR passengers are marked with checkered headrest. Passengers wearing a checker armband can only use the seats marked as XBR. The helicopter is provided with a 4-point seat belt. Fasten the hip belt first into the buckle. Then shoulder straps are fastened into the buckle. Tighten the hip belts on both sides. The belt must not be twisted. Release by twisting central lock either way. Keep the belt fastened whenever seated until the sign is switched off. Once on board, put on your ear defenders. You may not use any electronic equipment during taxi, takeoff and landing. Fire extinguishers are placed both in the front and back of the helicopter cabin. On the back of the pilot's seat, you will find the first aid kit. In case of an emergency during flight, tighten the seatbelt and remove glasses. Put on the suit's hood. When instructed, take the brace position. Put your legs together and slightly forward with your feet flat on the floor. Hold tight in your seat or suit. Push back into the seat, keeping your back and neck straight. If there is no time to prepare, just adopt the brace position. To use the EBS, start by taking a deep breath. Then open the pocket by pulling the T-bar. Grab the mouthpiece and put it in your mouth. Blow and purge to clear water from the mouthpiece. Now you can start to breathe. Put nose clip on and locate a reference point and hold on with one hand if possible. Do not release the emergency exit until instructed to do so. If no instructions are given, the emergency exits can be released after landing. Floats on the helicopter will prevent the helicopter from sinking and enable a safe evacuation. If sitting in the middle seat and the emergency exit is not blocked, use the exit closest to your seat. After emergency landing on water, remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the helicopter settles on the water. Release the seatbelt when instructed to do so. If the helicopter starts to roll over, keep your seatbelt fastened. Jettison the emergency exit and find your reference point before unfastening the seatbelt. Then exit the helicopter through the emergency exit. To open the emergency exit, pull the slip and remove the rubber strip entirely. Push the window outwards by one of the 4 corners, not just the corner marked in red. Rafts are placed on both sides and are normally released by the crew. If the crew are disabled, remove the front window to access the release handle. Remove the plate. Pull the handle and the raft will be deployed. If the helicopter has turned over, there is a handle on the underside of the helicopter to deploy the raft. Remove the Velcro, pull the handle and the raft will be released. The raft is equipped with food, a first aid kit and other survival equipment. If a raft is destroyed, there will be room for all passengers in the remaining single raft. The collar is inflated by turning the upper valve to the left and blowing into it. Blow the whistle to draw attention. Use the body line to gather people. The spray hood is deployed by pulling the string and fastened with the Velcro. You have gloves in your sleeves. Use the gloves as shown. Remember to zip up the gloves all the way. The suit's emergency light activates automatically on contact with water. The extra light on the glove is activated manually. If possible, enter the raft directly from the helicopter. The raft is equipped with an emergency bag, including an ELT. Activate the ELT as soon as possible. Pull the cord and unfold the antenna completely. A red flashing diode will indicate if it transmits. Deploy the drifting anchor. This will help stabilize the raft. Safety on board card is placed in the side pocket or seat pocket in front of you. In the safety card, you will find information regarding seating restrictions, seating positions in case of an emergency landing, safety equipment, and location of the emergency exits. Before takeoff and landing offshore, put on your hood and zip up your survival suits completely. When leaving the helicopter, leave the ear defenders on your seat. The emergency beacon is to be left on the seat nearest the exit. After landing offshore, always bring your own bag with you. This also applies if you are getting off in transit. Avoid putting your bags over your shoulder, the rotors may still be turning. Carry your bag in one hand and use the other hand to hold the rail. First-timers and passengers travelling without underwater escape training have to identify themselves to security and the pilots. Security will designate you with an experienced buddy. Always follow pilot seating instructions. Normally, the helicopter is loaded from the front. This is to ensure correct weight and balance of the helicopter. If you have any questions, please ask security or pilot. Thank you for your attention. We wish you a safe and pleasant flight.